And we are here today for our look at the NFC North and what's going to happen in that division in the upcoming fantasy season. So this is our continuation of these solo episodes where Kevin and I are splitting up and taking on these teams one by one and taking you through them. And so mine is going to be a little bit different than Kevin's. Kevin is definitely more of the analyst of the group, and I'm more of the gut feel. And so mine are going to be a little tighter. I'm setting literally a 1 minute timer for each team, and I'm just going to kind of go through and just knock them all out and see what we can do in a minute. And when the minute's over, we'll move on to the next group. So not going to linger real long on each team. Keep it brief, keep it short, try to keep it somewhat informative and entertaining, and that's the goal. So NFC North, starting with the Bengals, and let me set my timer. Here we go. Actually, before I set my timer, here's the rules. There's 3 categories for each team. So each team has a group of players who would be nah, meaning no way, don't touch them. A, meaning yes, I want a piece of that action. And meaning whatever you want to take into that. Okay, so like go for it. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's not something there. So there's nah, hey, and Okay, so Bengals. Here we go. 1 minute timer starting now. And so as far as nah players are concerned, I don't got anybody on the Bengals as a straight up nah. Okay, there's a lot of potential there. It's a high powered offense. My A players are people that you would probably go ahead and recognize as A players. So Burrow, totally. Chase, yes. Higgins, yes. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. I'm going to spend the rest of my 30-something seconds on this right here. I have Chase Brown in the A, and I have Joe Mixon in the A. Because yesterday or last year, you saw Mixon seed those carries to Samaje Perine more and more and more. And Mixon had his crazy game, but I just believe kind of pretty dang firmly enough to put Chase Brown in the A category that I think Mixon's going to keep seeding those carries, and he's going to be more of a downgrade from A. And Chase Brown, he's my A. Get your piece of that action. Okay, so that's the Bengals, and there's the timer. Okay, are we ready for the Steelers? Here we go. All right, wait a minute. Pause. Timer has to go. All right, here we go. Steelers and break. All right, so my nah players for the Steelers are Pickett, not Pickens. Kenny Pickett. All right, I just don't think he's going to keep making steps forward. I think that they're trying to do some things, but I don't think he's going to really take those steps. Chase Claypool, me and Kevin feel the same way about that guy. I just don't think there's anything there. I think there's a lot of hype, and then there's a whole lot of nothing. So those are my nah players. Chase Claypool, Kenny Pickett. My A players, George Pickens. Love that man. I think he's going to keep producing. Even though his quarterback might be a little subpar, he's going to keep getting the ball. Pat Freiermuth, yes, he was like a guy you could have last year. Top 10 fantasy quarterback, maybe. And then running back. Or sorry, not running back. Receiver, rookie receiver, Calvin Austin III. Fast, slot guy. I think he's going to keep developing into a nice, easy target for Pickett. My players, Najee. I'm not that big on Najee. Go for it. Don't go for it. Whatever you want to do. And then Allen Robinson. And this is actually an upgrade from a nah. All right. And I'm going to go a little over time because it's worth it. All right. So Allen Robinson was a straight up nah. But there's a chance, just enough of a chance for me to move him into the A, not the A, but the A category. Because if he stayed healthy, he's that guy. He could have that kind of Amari Cooper season from last year. I'm just saying, Allen Robinson could be this year's Amari Cooper. Okay. And hey, guess what? That takes us to the Browns. So Browns, here we go. 1 minute and we're taking off. Okay. So Browns, my straight up nah is Njoku. I had him last year on a couple of my teams. He's all right, but the man's hurt, okay? And he's super touchdown dependent, all right? So, like, he would save his day with a touchdown at the end of every game, all right? And I just don't like living that way. So that's why he's in my nah category. My A people, okay. Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore is going to be the man. I think he's going to supersede Cooper this year. And I think he's got the rapport. I think he's got the Watson rapport, which is my other, hey, all right, Watson, hasn't played a lot of football in a lot of time, a short amount of time. But the thing is with Watson is I think he could be a budget get at the back of your draft or midway through your draft. And he could be someone who could be serviceable and actually maybe produce even more because he's rested, he's fresh, and I think he's only going to get better because he only had a few games last year. So, and then my category is a downgrade from a solid A, which is Amari Cooper. I think he's going to have a downgrade year, and he's more in the category. Take a risk, but don't necessarily rely on him. All right, are we ready for last one? Ravens. Ready, go. Okay, Ravens. I have a couple groups of nahs. All right, so the entire Ravens backfield is a straight nah for me, okay? It's completely unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen week to week, and God only knows who's going to get the ball, who's hurt, who's not hurt. Just stay away from the Ravens backfield. Unless someone just shows up and, like, they finally pick someone to run the ball every week and they stay healthy. The entire Ravens backfield is a nah for me. All right, my next one has a little caveat on it. I'm going to talk about it in the category, but the entire Ravens receiving core. I know they've done some things in that area, but no, I'm good. Stay away from it. Nah. All right. My A is the man with the new contract, Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to come up this year. I think they have put some stuff in place to help him out. And I think he's going to be a little bit better than he was last year and maybe have an A kind of season. All right. So here's my caveats in the category is maybe OBJ if something swings right. I don't firmly believe that something's going to swing right for him and he's going to look great and all that stuff, but it's possible. It's certainly possible. Okay, there's my time. And then Mandrews. He's actually a downgrade from A into I think he's dealing with some lingering injuries that I think honestly are going to nag him for the rest of his career. I think he's one of those who like kind of ignores injuries, played hurt, and now he's paying for it. Okay, so there you go. That's my AFC North fantasy forecast. I hope y'all have a great day, have a great week, whatever time, date, whenever you're listening to this stuff. But, be nice to your fellow fantasy fellas. See you later. Whoa. All right. Yeah.